Wukong's abilities reduce your physical armor by a percentage, and that is part of what gives him such a strong burst. So many people forget about these little extra bits added onto abilities that make all the difference and that a good player can exploit.
Yeah, especially against a Vladimir, that was a great counter pick to him, because Vlad, he has trouble with people with gap closers. People can go in, hit him, and Vlad can, you know, transfuse in Tides of Blood, and that's about it. While Wukong, the way, you know, you're really supposed to play Wukong is you max your E, which is your Nimbus Strike, and that gives you bonus attack speed. So at level 1, you can land 1-2 extra basic attacks after landing Nimbus Strike by the time Vlad can Q you once. And it's, you know, that's way, way, way more damage. If you can hit level 2 ahead of time, Nimbus Strike, then land Crushing Blow, that reduces their armor again, you land 2-3 more basic attacks, hold off for a second, Nimbus Strike again, Ignite, and they're dead. And that's level 1, 2, 3, and you can do that to a Vladimir really easily.
Yep, and we are into the last seconds of the players countdown, and we will enter the 3-minute delay. So while that happens, I think we can bring down the summoner blockers and start talking about those.
Yep, and we see Wukong going with Ghost.
That is unexpected. You don't see... I'll go out on a limb and say practically zero pro players ever take Ghost, unless they're playing Olaf. He's really one of the very few champions you take it on. Sometimes Vladimir, but Wukong, we don't see a lot of him, admittedly, but Ghost is far less popular, especially on someone like Wukong.
It might be for comboing in with his W and his clone stealth. That could be the idea, but Flash just has so much capability. You can just do so much with a Flash.
Exactly, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can pull that out and show us the power of Ghost. I love that summoner spell, but unfortunately, you know, you have to go with popularity, and it seems as if Ghost doesn't work on that many people, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. We will see, as we predicted, Skarner versus Lee Sin in the jungle, so two extremely strong champions for ganking right there. The only difference is probably Lee Sin leaning a bit more towards the offensive side, and Skarner obviously to the tankier side, but they're both very gank focused, so we're going to see a lot of action coming into the lanes.
Yeah, looking at aL, you're very much right. They need to win things around mid-game or even early game. They've got a lot of, you know, Lee Sin will fall off, MF will fall off, Orianna will do pretty good, and so will Wukong, but, you know, not as well as Vladimir, as Kog'Maw, as Karthus. Just those three, you know, past 35 minutes, things are going to be really uncomfortable for Absolute Legends.
Exactly, but they certainly do have a really good early game team. You've got, like you said, the really strong early game damage out of Wukong. You have the strong execute out of Lee Sin. He doesn't fall off, you know, that immensely. He's really good all game, but he's really good early game for his extreme mobility. And Misfortune, really good, I wouldn't really say early game, but probably about mid game. She's really strong. She just hits her stride there. And Orianna, strong all game, especially if you can do well in lane with her. So they do have the team composition to fit where they need to win, but the problem is, can they? Because you have a lot of strong lane comps coming out of Team Split Push. You have Karthus mid, and nobody likes to verse Karthus mid. He can AFK farm all day practically. Vladimir up top. Vladimir is not the easiest champion to kill, especially when he can troll pull away, and he does have that flash over Wukong. Sona and Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw is squishy, yes, but he's rocking that cleanse, so he's going to be able to negate any stun that Taric wants to initiate. And you've got Sona. Once Sona hits 6, she is the queen of engage and disengage because of her ultimate that causes you to boogie on down, and she can give herself and her allies movement speed.
Yeah, there's a very good balance of AoE and single target on both teams. You've got Skarner single target, you've got Vlad with some single target, Kog'Maw single target, but then you also have Karthus and Vlad ult and Sona ultimate. So there's good, you know, AoE on Team Split Push. On the other side, equally effective AoE coming out of Absolute Legends, as well as good single target execute. So that both teams have got, you know, good balance and a good chance to team fight.
Yep, and we are finally into the loading screen, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are interested, it is skin to win. And I do believe there's only 2 skins for Absolute Legends versus the 3 on Team Split Push. Yeah. Not that it makes any difference whatsoever.
I don't know.
People still
Dragon
like
Fist
it.
Lee Sin kind of, you know, I feel like it's equal to a Vandal Vladimir and a Pentakill Karthus. But that's just me.
But we do have Lion Dance Kog'Maw. Everyone loves the fireworks.
This is true. And there's no boots with the fur on Tarek. We don't have Armor of the 5th Age Tarek.
Nobody ever really likes to play Tarek skins in the competitive tournaments, I've noticed. It's never done. It's always blue Tarek, never Bloodstone, never 5th Age.
Aw, come on, the boots with the fur.
I know, he does rock it, but apparently when he goes to war, he can't look too fabulous.
But the gems, they're outrageous.
They are truly, truly outrageous. And we are finally into the game, ladies and gentlemen. And everyone is going to start the buys. I'm going to see who ends up where once we catch up to, well, as live as we can get. Interesting start for Vladimir. Cloth 5 pots top makes a lot of sense versing that Wukong, so he knows that he's going to be on the defensive immediately there.
Yep, and we have a very aggressive invade from Absolute Legends. They're not going all the way around to blue buff. I think they're just looking to find someone. They don't really care about the buff steal as much as finding Vladimir, who is going to see them, so they know that Absolute Legends has invaded their jungle, and they've instantly pinged to go over and steal the enemy blue buff.
When you see an invade coming into your blue buff, you do not want to stick around, especially with what happens these days is so many people drop a ward at blue, so they know if you just wait for them to disappear and go back there. That is the problem. But see, now they're over at the enemy's blue buff, and look at this. Absolute Legends are coming in hot. So basically they've been bullied out of 2 blue buffs. They don't really have the time to get all the way back over to their own blue now. And even if they do, it is warded.
Yeah, and they knew they couldn't fight that. Orianna has such good zone. MF, you know, she could poke. Terra could have landed a stun, and that would have just been devastating for them. They knew they couldn't win the fight, and they, you know, are going to have to accept that their jungler might have a slightly slower start.
Exactly. But the good, I guess I wouldn't say the good thing, but the one advantage out of this is that Skarner is now starting red. So, and they've given him a lot of help. He has a lot of mana, so he can go level 2 gank now if he chooses. But the problem is the enemy is now expecting that because he has had nowhere else to start.
Yeah, he's going to run straight over to his wolves, either finish those off or take his blue buff. You know, it's not the world's worst start. But
well, they did give him a 0 smite for that lizard start, so he is going to be able to get that blue. I think before Lee Sin will get over there and stop him.
I don't know. Lee Sin's heading over
it's
there
going
right
to be
now.
very close here.
Yeah, Lee Sin's heading over
and
there right now.
And Wukong coming down as well.
Yeah, they realized Wukong was gone. They figured there had to be an invade. Now, can Skarner smite steal this way? No, he's not even going to try. He doesn't even want to risk the fight.
Yep, and that's going to be a very, very slow Skarner jungle for the start. And, oh my, Sona has already put out all of her wards just in 3 minutes in, and we have basically the entirety of the bottom jungle warded, and that river.
I mean, Lee Sins are scary. Lee Sin level 2 ganks, you know, it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still terrifying. He just comes in out of nowhere, does a ton of damage, slows you. If Tarek were to land a stun on someone, that would either instantly pop Kog'Maw's cleanse, or Sona would die because, you know, she has no way to get out of all of that CC. As she instantly gets stunned, takes a shadow to the face, and a little bit of trading between the two AD carries. Actually, they're still going for it.
They are going for it. Skarner, however, trying for a gank up top and taking the lion's share of the damage there. Lee Sin and Wukong going deep onto Vlad. Vlad does get away, but the ignite has been burned. And that's going to be Skarner backing, and Vlad is really on the defensive already.
Yeah, I mean, he came into lane, and Wukong is up by a little bit of experience. Vlad just hit level 3. So Wukong, he had that advantage. He had that, you know, early bit of extra damage he could do, and did a lot of damage. And down in bot lane, we do see first blood onto Sona very, very quickly.
Wow, and that was just burst out the wazoo. Not what you'd normally expect out of Misfortune at this level, but they did it. And, well, obviously, that's 2 lanes they're winning at the moment, and generally that's exactly what you want.
I think they want to dive this Kog'Maw.
I think they're thinking about it, but they're not
entirely
sure. Lee Sin is coming down. They're going to do it. They're just waiting for it. The last minion does go down. The stun goes in. The cleanse goes out. But in comes Lee Sin. Damage all around. And unfortunately, Tarek does get away with just enough health. and Cogmore's not fast enough to blow him up, but Skarner's coming around. Tarek is forced to hide in the bushes like a little baby, but Lee Sin and Misfortune are going to protect him. Skarner does go down, but here comes Karthus. Down goes Lee Sin, down goes Tarek as well. But really, that was a 3-for-1. Sorry, 2-for-2, sorry, 2-for-2. I cannot count. A 2-for-2 exchange, but one of those kills went down on the support.
Yeah,
so
not the worst.
It's not the worst, but it's certainly not the best.
Yeah, I feel like might have been a little too over-aggressive. They didn't, you know, either they didn't have vision on Karthus or they weren't as concerned. And Karthus, he just teleported back into lane, so he's just not letting anyone out-farm him.
Yeah, and we're seeing Vlad push really hard up top now, and perhaps to get a bit of that XP back, because you certainly do lose a lot of gold as well being pushed up right against your tail. We did just see, if you were looking at top lane, Wukong missed that cannon minion, and that's a lot of gold to miss out on early in lane.
Yeah, I mean, even if you can't fully win the lane, pushing them up is a good idea. And Vlad, he has backed, and what's he picked up? He finished instant ninja tabby, so he's not going for pen boots, he's not going for lucidity boots. Instantly wants that defense and is content to just burn through monopots to keep him in lane. Or, monopots. Monopots on Vladimir. Health pots.
Everyone just stopped and thought about that for a second, like, hold on.
Well,
and Lee Sin is just being so aggressive. He rocks up, hits someone, and then buggers off like a mist. And Vlad, even with those armor boots, is just getting rolled at the moment.
Well, that's the great thing about Wukong. All the armor penetration and armor reduction.
Exactly. And Cogmore being rather ballsy, pushing Misfortune and Tarek back, even though they really don't have the advantage, especially with Misfortune having a level advantage at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it might have just been the wave was pushing. They might as well push up to the tower, see if they can force her to lose a little bit of CS. While this Lee Sin is just ganking everywhere. And, you know, you can do a lot with a Lee Sin.
Exactly. He's just doing the beautiful thing. He rocks up and just lets them know he's there, and then runs off and does something else. You know, grab a creep camp, throw down a ward in the enemy's bush. He's being active, and that's what so many people forget about jungle, is you need to have that presence. Whether or not you get a kill, obviously you want to kill, but if you don't get kills, that's fine. Just so long as the enemy knows you're there. They have to be scared. They have to be afraid to move outside of tower range. And sometimes, literally, walking into lane, just waving and leaving, sometimes that's enough. It's a very psychological position, jungle. And down bottom, we do see Tarek flash stun onto Sona, but the exhaust goes down onto MF. She is going to die, though. And Karthus ulti, no score, no, all score, no draw. Tarek barely heals out of that as the Karthus ult comes down. Cogmore and Skarner not going to catch them as they run away.
Yep, but Orianna took down Karthus in the mid while he was busy ulting. He was just busy sort of standing there, and she's like, eh. Sitting duck, easy target, and God, Lee Sin is not done chasing. And
Lee Sin chasing through the jungle towards Gunner, forces him to flash over, and that was perfect time, straight for the red buff. Tarek really low, and he wants to go help his teammates, but Cogmore's hanging around and can see him in that try.
Tarek.
That's just really aggressive play there. And the red buff has gone onto Misfortune too.
Yeah, which is going to make things really terrifying. Wukong has hit 6, but it looks like Vladimir finally dueling down the monkey. Well,
eventually that armor does come into play. He did grab a Doran shield as well, so he's basically set up to anti-Wukong this entire game. It's just a matter of if he can keep it up, because Wukong likes to get that early brutalizer. Once he gets that, that's going to make a lot of difference. But it all comes to what position the lane is in when he gets that, if he does choose to go that way.
Yeah, it looks like he's going double Dorans, so once more sustained, might build into a Phage. You might go for the Frozen Mallet run on Wukong, which just makes it so he can stick to you forever.
Exactly, and why wouldn't you with a team as slippery as Team Split pushes? Absolute Legends really just nailing it in hard and heavy early, exactly what they need to do, and giving that red buff to Misfortune when they're already winning the lane, that's just so much lane dominance and so much confidence that your AD can keep up that level of harass and keep up those kills.
Yeah, they've had really good stun shatter combos, and Tarek just flash stun shatter. That's just so aggressive against a lane that can play considerably defensive. But looks like we have Skarner coming in from the side. Nice ward by Tarek. He just knew Skarner happened to be around that bush. Might have some epic Spidey senses going there.
Yep, and up top we did see Wukong try and get Vlad. Vlad troll pulled, but in comes Lee Sin. Down will go Vlad. He has no troll pull, has no flash. And that was, if for those of you who are watching, that was perhaps the best use of Ghost I've seen. Wukong started spinning with his ultimate, realized he was just out of range to hit Vlad, hit his Ghost, forced Vlad to pull, and then flash straight into Lee Sin's kick.
Man.
So that was just a bait Ghost right there, really.
Great coordination between the two.
Oh, and that red buff down bottom is absolutely wreaking havoc on Sewn Up from Miss Fortune. Bullet time goes out, forces the flash. Oh, I thought that was dead. I thought she was gone.
That was just absolutely brutal. It's like, all right, basic attack, basic attack. Huh, I feel like I'll kill her if I ult her. Taking 2 tower hits. She was sitting under the tower, just ulting through it.
Yep, and she knows that, Tarek's there to heal her. She knows she's got the advantage. She can cop a bit of abuse, and look at what they did. They forced both of their lane opponents back to go heal, so they're going to lose some XP, a bit of gold on this tower, push it, and they're going to have the freedom to go do Dragon or go back to base and buy. It looks like they're going to be doing Dragon because Lee Sin has a very early Oracles.
Is your dragon there? Because mine is
dragon
glitched out.
is invisible.
Invisible dragons!
Apparently this is something new and different.
I don't know if that's a glitch or if Riot has now made all dragons invisible. Shyvana has suddenly become a stealth champion. New patch. Alright, well, we'll see Dragon coming back up at about 16 what? 1610?
1709.
Oh, 1709. It's come back around when can't count.
It's alright, the dragon was invisible, we didn't see it go down. Oh wow, that... I wonder if the players could see that, because that was just really weird.
Oh, Wukong going so aggressive.
And he's just wreaking so much havoc on Vlad. Even though he didn't get the entirety of his ult off on Vlad, he clipped him with it, and then forced Vlad to burn health by pooling.
Ooh, Karthus ultimate coming out. What's that going for? It does a little bit of damage to Wukong and everyone else, but
I don't think anyone was really low enough to justify that. I think Karth was really more, hey, I'm not going to die to Orianna. I can press R without being punished.
Yeah, possibly. But they might have been going for something with Skarner.
Quite possibly. Vlad is pushing up top tower, and that's going to go down right now. First tower of the game for Team Split Push. Oh, Tarek getting really aggressive, going in onto Sona. The exhaust and the bullet time, but here's Skarner to save the day, but Lee Sin's in, and Tarek taking a ton of damage. Oh, the stinger. Down goes Tarek as Karthus rocks up as well. So much damage onto Lee Sin. Lee Sin does go down to Karthus. Misfortune's on the defensive now. Does take out Skarner, but she hasn't got the health. But everyone's running away, and Kog'Maw's the only one with the balls.
Oh, but Orianna's coming in from the side. She is going to land ultimate and everything. She's got the ignite is down. A little bit more damage on Kog'Maw. The extra flash basic attack is going to finish the job. Now they can turn for Sona, who's being caught out. MF is going to pick up that one, and suddenly that well-placed 2-0 kill is turned into a 2-for-2.
Yes, no, I believe that was a 3-for-2 because they got Skarner as well.
Right, I forgot Skarner died.
Really good turnaround by Absolute Legends there. And now Misfortune, still alive. She's still 0 deaths. She's 4-0-3 now. She's just... Yeah, you came down, you caused a bit of disruption in the lane, you got a couple kills, but it wasn't on the person you need to. Misfortune is really reaching that hyper carry point, and it's only 13 minutes.
Yeah, she's going to get, as mid-game continues to progress, she's optimal. She is that champion that they need to just be doing tons of damage, and in mid lane, it looks like Vladimir is here as well as Karthus. And I don't think they're going to be able to catch Orianna as she just chunks Karthus for a bit of damage with one combo. And Wukong is finally able to just have some fun and farm top.
Oh, yes indeed. I do apologize about that. My voice wouldn't come for a second there. And despite there being now equal in towers and one dragon, just have a look at the massive difference, and most of that is coming from kills and farm at the moment. 4 to 9, 17.7k gold to 21.9. That is a massive, massive difference when you take into account it's only about 5 kills difference and 1 dragon. That's just goes to show how much the farm superiority is at the moment.
Yeah, and a lot more ward coverage out of Absolute Legends. They have far more wards. They've even got a ward in mid lane just so that they know when people are leaving and when they're not. They've got decent coverage all around.
And Vlad being chased by Misfortune here. In comes Lee Sin. Oh, misses the kick.
Yep.
That troll pull was perfectly timed, but Vlad really not doing too well. Building all that armor early on, perhaps just... It did give him survivability, but he's lacking in that offensive power that he really needs.
Yeah, he'll be okay. He has picked up his revolver, and he just picked up a blasting wand, so we might be seeing a Woda out of him, or sitting on the revolver, building into, I don't know, Death Cap, maybe Abyssal Scepter for the extra magic pen. You know, they have he's a fair number of options now that he's picked up the extra blasting wand.
Yep, I would like to bet on the Woda just because it is a very good item to play. To pick up if you're playing a very supportive Vlad, which he seems to be. Oh, the ultimate comes out from Sona, and Vlad troll pulls in, but Sona's going to go down. Garth's ult not doing too much. Misfortune finally shut down. Tarek is still alive, though. Lee Sin coming in, forces the flash out of Vladimir. And there we go, Sonic Wave and the kick from Lee Sin, but no kill there. Meanwhile, Orianna punishing Karthus in mid. How dare you press R. And Lee Sin still going in and out up top.
Yeah, no, they sent the AD carry and support up top lane. Both teams did, so that they could, you know, duke it out over the tower. And you know, Vlad is pretty low. Lee Sin has ultimate, doesn't he? Yeah, no, he still has Dragon Kick. He could still make a play, you know, whenever he can get close enough, because Vlad hasn't been able to heal off of anything. Lee Sin's been able to do some constant damage to him, like landing a max range kick as he's about to go in because the Tarek stun is down. Out comes the troll pool, and no, they're just gonna back off again.
And I think Tarek was just taking a bit too much damage from tower right there. And yeah, really, it's just... The problem is, every time they feel confident to go back in, Vlad has his pull back up.
Well, meanwhile MF and Orianna?
Mid-tower goes down. But as I was saying, right before that fight just broke out, getting a Woda... Oh, Wukong going deep on Cogmore here. There's the ghost spin again, and that's going to be a dead cog.
Oh, nice Orianna shield. Plus that sprint. That sprint is too good with the clone. That was so sneaky.
Yeah, it's really, really smart.
Ghost is such a good summoner spell on Wukong. I'm slowly realizing.
We have officially been proven wrong, and Misfortune, the scumbag, tried to steal that kill.
Oh, Orianna ultimate locking up Karthus and Sona. The Ignite is down just a little bit more damage. MF comes in from the side. MF now going to pick up another kill with that double up. And out comes the Orianna shield to reduce the damage off the tower. This is just so hyper aggressive.
Yep, and we do see Lee Sin soloing the dragon, which is visible finally.
Ghost dragons.
And that goes down. And that will be back up at 23:49, I believe.
So Absolute Legends, you said they needed to, you know, find their stride in mid game, and has MF found her stride? Bloodthirster Zeal almost finishes. The Phantom Dancer is going to go on Vlad, doing a little bit of damage to him. Tarek is there to back her up, so she should be okay. But content to just continuously farm and build up that Bloodthirster, which is at 25 stacks.
Yes, they are doing that. They are the powerhouses at the moment, and we are into mid game. But here's the problem, is once mid-game starts, they've hit their stride, all their champions are probably at their strongest. But every minute that passes, it's like a ticking clock counting down. The longer this game goes, the more danger they are in of throwing this game. And that's purely because of Cogmore, Karthus, Vlad, and just the fact that as time passes, your enemies, you know, are going to catch up in farm anyway, and levels especially. It's... that doomsday clock has started ticking for Absolute Legends. They need to start securing objectives. They've only secured 3 outer turrets, which is amiable, don't get me wrong, but they need to start going for game-winning objectives and not just securing their lanes.
Oh, but they might be about to find this zone. The speed boost is out on Lee Sin. He goes in for the kick, lands the slow. In comes the Orianna ultimate and the Wukong ultimate. Vlad ult is down, but really isn't going to do that much, although Orianna has been pulled in by the Skarner ultimate. Nice Lee Sin kick is going to finish off Vlad with the help of Wukong diving in from the side. Karthus ultimate is now out. Kog'Maw is trying to finish off everything he can. Nice ball and shield from Orianna. Is Lee Sin going to go back in? He is going to go back in. The flash out plus the double flash. He does finish the job. Meanwhile, MF has now shown up to the party, finishes off Skarner, and Vlad is left to duel 3v1. He's going to do a nice pull out under, wants to get on top of Wukong, but he's going to get instantly exhausted, and down he goes. Double kill for Misfortune.
And as soon as Zen opened his mouth, they score an ace. They're losing it on. But here's the problem. Here's what I was talking about. They're winning their fights, but then everyone backs. There's no Baron being grabbed. There's no towers being pushed. Granted, they're all really weak, but they're just not winning these fights convincingly enough to secure the game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I would have figured MF would have pushed onto that tower a little. She's now stealing away red buff. I mean, look at what they've now finished after that fight. You know, Orianna's finished her Death Cat. Lee Sin, he's finished his Aegis, not sure what else he's building. He's probably going to finish some Merc Tread soon. Wukong is looking for what looks like a Maw Mortis, which he'll probably be able to finish within the next few minutes. And MF hasn't backed yet, so she'll be able to back for a Phantom Dancer if they can, you know, take what they just got and pick a really good fight, and or take a Baron or a Dragon or push 2 towers. Then it'll work. But otherwise, you're going to be right. They're going to start to, you know, fall prey to their doomsday clock.
Exactly. And even though Kog'Maw's 0-4, we saw in that fight, he nearly killed Orianna and Lee Sin. For a 0-4 Kog'Maw to be able to do that, it just shows that their characters have such innate power that they need to secure this out quickly. And we're going to see a fight over blue buff, or they're going to have to give it up. Oh, Wukong again with the whirling ghost. And down goes Sona again. She is dead every time. Down goes Vladimir from the ultimate from Orianna. Skarner's got no chance of living here. Wukong taking that kill. And I think, ooh, in comes Karthus, but he's going to run away, realizing he can't get the ghosted Wukong. Sorry, the decoy Wukong. Misfortune pushing in that tower down bottom, really ignoring Kog'Maw for the most part. And now comes Kog pouring on the damage. Oh!
Oh, does she have flash?
Misfortune's going to go down. No, she doesn't.
Oh.
Oh, wait, she did have flash. She did have flash and didn't use it. Oh, unfortunate. Sometimes in the heat of the moment you forget these things.
So yeah,
No, I was sitting there and everyone was probably on the same with me, on the edge of their seats going, they're going to secure objectives, they're going to win, put the win in now. And then everyone backs off or dies.
Yeah, I mean, Orianna being really aggressive, wants to finish Karthus, does land the ultimate, instant dissonance for the kill. Oh my god, that is so much damage on Orianna, but I think he's going to pay for it. He has popped out a speed boost, has taken a little bit too much damage. The Vladimir ultimate is down. He needs to get out of there before Vlad lands another Q, and another speed boost plus the shield, just perfect comboing is going to get him out of trouble after some hyper aggressive diving in between 2 towers.
And that is one of the hardest things about Orianna, is that she has that utility to shield. You know, she can deal damage, displace, slow, shield, but she can also speed herself up. She is the worst champion to chase. And Sona getting really ballsy. Come on, you're a support, honey. You're not... Oh my god. Are you going to get it? No, you don't have the damage.
Oh, but...
At least...
Karthus ultimate.
Ooh, Karthus securing that. But Sona's going to die for sure out of this. Kog'Maw down bottom is trying to exchange with Misfortune. He has an army of creeps with him, but Misfortune is whittling that down quickly.
Oh, the teleport in from Karthus down in bot lane. Can he catch her with the slow wall? I don't think so, but meanwhile, the team is pushing, and Absolute Legends kind of getting baited around the field. They're sending a lot of people to chase Sona, who has now died. MF is dueling with double, gets the double kill. Oh, come on, you have your flash. Use it. Use it.
And Misfortune, unfortunately, going down there. She did not have a flash. Vlad going to go down here, possibly. He does pull away, but there's the flash from Tarek. Exhaust as well. Down goes Vladimir. And they really paid for taking that 1 tower. It was great in theory, but unfortunately, everyone just caught up.
Have you looked at the kills recently and the gold?
8 to 28 and 41k to 30k. It is an immense difference. But look at the early game. No one was dying from Absolute Legends. They were kind of winning single-handedly. And now, in every one of these exchanges, they're losing either an objective or 1 or 2 people in every exchange. And that's the doomsday clock starting to tick down despite their massive lead.
We'll have to see whether or not they feel like forming a dragon. I mean, they're continuously taking dragon. They've had every single dragon in this game. They haven't made a play for Baron. They haven't really gone for, a siege-style push. It's another dragon.
Yep, and that is the 3rd dragon of the game. That will be up at 30 minutes and a half, roughly.
No, I'm just wondering why they're continuing to build bigger and badder items as Lee Sin makes a play in onto Kog'Maw. Does finish the job. Now Skarner taking way too much damage from F. The ultimate coming out. They could possibly push down a tower, but Lee Sin... Oh no, Orianna is backing.
I think they could here, but Absolute Legends just seem really antsy about doing this. Here they go, deep in. Going straight for Vlad. The exhaust goes down onto Orianna. Sona's not going to get away, but Vlad is still stuck in the middle of everyone. Down he goes, and now is Absolute Legends' time to win this and just end it. They have the massive advantage. Only Karthus is up. Skarner will be up soon-ish, but they can get an inhibitor if they feel they want to push this.
Oh yeah, they definitely have the strength to push it, and I'm surprised they haven't dived Karthus yet the way they've been playing this game.
Everyone would love to see that, but unfortunately they're going to play it safe. There we go, the inhibitor is locked in, and I think they might lose Taric, but doubtful here. Down goes the gate, but here's Wukong. Down goes Karthus immediately, and the burst has just been turned around here, and it looks like Kog'Maw is going to go down. He does. The ultimate comes out from Sona, while Skarner's trying to carve down Lee Sin. Lee Sin just safeguards away. Taric heals up when he's on next to nothing. Oh, what a troll right there. Misfortune trying to man up and end Sona yet again. She will get it, but will Vlad get her? That is the big question. In comes everyone after Vlad. Forces him to summon a heal, but too much damage. Absolute Legends are just too fed.
Oh my god, that right there is GG.
That would be right there. You do see all of that damage on Misfortune. There's no way anyone's going to be able to stop this. Good game, and congratulations to Absolute Legends.
For moving on to the quarterfinals of this qualifier. Oh my god, Wukong just killed Karthus on spawn pad, caused Kog'Maw to take way too much damage.
They may very well be drawing this out.
Oh, Skarner gets the pull on Orianna back onto the spawn pool. And it does get the shutdown, but MF needs 1, 2. There's the basic attack, and that is going to be GG.
It is only best of 1, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations, Absolute Legends. They were ahead that entire game. It was basically a shutout, but you saw as the minutes dragged on, it just got